games, all kinds of great stuff. You know that also is thing about music too. That's a potential way to express yourself musically is composing scores for video games. I think is it's going to be a increasingly big deal.
I love music scores from video games. Sometimes you find some really cool ones.
I kept feeling that the thing you played for me yesterday kind of reminded me of a score to a movie. It was kind of like background music in a movie with different moods and stuff. It was quite melodic. So game design, huh? So why game design? What's interesting about that to you?
I guess it's because you're completely in control of this little world.
That's what I liked about it too.
Yeah. So.
That's why I got into computers in the first place.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Although on some platforms, sometimes you don't exactly.
You play games too, right?
Yeah.
Have you played Dwarf Fortress?
No.
Dwarf Fortress is a really interesting game that has a really terrible interface. It's actually a text mode game in 2 dimensions. You see graphics, but it's made out of text characters that basically are moving around. But what's totally cool about it, and the reason why my son is addicted to it right now, and he's trying to get me addicted to it, is it's a completely open-ended simulation of these dwarves building this fortress.
Oh.
And you basically have to tell the dwarves, this is where you're going to sleep, and you have to build a room here, and you build traps, and then these goblins attack every once in a while. And you can people have done some amazing things with Dwarf Fortress that no one anticipated they could do because it's such an open-ended game.
Yeah.
So you could somebody built a goblin trap that would trap goblins, and then you could take the goblins over and harvest them for food or some crazy thing like that. And the game wasn't built with that in mind, but it has all these functions that enable you to put creatures, magical creatures, in prisons and release them, and flood your corridors with water, which drowns bad things, and you can work with lava, and there's all kinds of cool stuff.
That's awesome.
There's also something else called Minecraft that I recently heard. These are both free games.
I've heard of Minecraft.
Minecraft is also amazing. What I love about both these games is they reward a tremendous amount of inventive ingenuity. With Minecraft, there's someone who put together a simulation of a microprocessor using Minecraft. It's this like big, huge map that you can walk through that has flames and oil deposits and stuff, and you put the flame here, and it starts going along this area, and then it's stopped here unless this gate is set in a certain way. And so they created this microprocessor simulation which enables you to add numbers, binary numbers together. It's just mind-boggling what people do with Minecraft. And again, it's something my son says I should play that I haven't. I've just seen him play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there is a lot of wonderful intellectual, creative stuff that can be done in game design or even gameplay. So I think you're onto a nice area. Of course, it's also a huge economy now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's something that's quite useful for your future. Do you play World of Warcraft?
No. I've heard the horror stories about people who've starved themselves playing it, so
I've played it. I could understand that.
Yeah.
It's extremely addictive. It's addictive not because of the game. It's addictive because of the social factors surrounding the game. Because what it gets to be is that you have a pretty powerful character, and you've developed your character into characters that can help your group succeed. And so then your group wants to go through a dungeon at 7 p.m. and everyone's got to be there, and so you have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But if your mom wants you to do something else, then it's like, oh, but Mom, I promised the guys that I would be going through this dungeon. And it's hard for our parents, especially our moms, to understand that, well, it's just a game, right? Well, but it's a game, but people are depending on me.
Right.
It's not just me, it's all these other people. And if I just disappear in the middle of this, then they won't play with me anymore. So social games are, by their nature, they're meant to be very addictive. That social draw pulls you in. But I think also they're a huge economic future. So I think they'll be very important, and you need to know about them. But I agree that probably it's a bad. I got sucked in. I think I played 1,000 hours of World of Warcraft. That's a huge chunk of my time that I played, and so it was very expensive for me to get addicted to World of Warcraft. But I'm off now. I've sworn off it. I'm sober.
Something else that is actually kind of like the model of, they just build this platform and they have no idea what people are going to do with it. It's like Blockland. Have you ever heard of that?
No, what's that?
It's this game where you're playing as like this little Lego person, and you can walk around, build just anything you want.
It sounds like Minecraft.
Yeah, except it's freely, you can create mods for it. So like you can create new items.
I think that might be based on Minecraft or similar to Minecraft or something like that, but I'll check it out.
What did you call it, Chase?
Blockland. I think it's like blockland.co.us. Huh. Just try Googling Blockland. It'll probably...
It had your name connected to it, so...
Now, do you program?
A little, mostly in like Python.
We do have a couple kids that want to take programming second semester in the lab.
I can really help them with their
That
programming.
would be great.
And see, I think I might be interested in doing
I think
that.
you would be too. Chase is trading off. Tell him about the guy.
Oh yeah. So she hooked me up with a guy who who wants to learn game design. And is from China. And it turns out that I want to learn Mandarin Chinese.
So they're gonna swap.
Why
next
do you want to
semester.
learn Mandarin Chinese?
Well, I'm involved in robotics a lot. Vex Robotics especially. And we've one of the applications we would use it for is we've actually gone to the world competition quite a few times, and then gotten paired. Most of the teams are from China, so we've gotten paired with a Chinese team that doesn't speak a word of English.
I see.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
but then also my dad also goes out to China just a lot. So
Why? What's he do?
business.
Master manufacturing or something?
Yeah, he's in manufacturing.
Oh.
So, then there's times that they want him to stay for several months.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have to stay there temporarily for a while. So it may be useful to learn Mandarin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds all really exciting.
Mhm.
Wow, it sounds like you're interested in stuff that I do a lot of things. I do a lot of programming myself, and I got into my line of work entirely through the fact that I could program a computer.
Do you know what he does, Chase? Okay.
I'm
I don't think-
I'm a software testing
Oh.
expert. So I travel around all over the world, and I teach people how to test software. And I have a special method of software testing that is very rare. Only a few people teach the class that I teach. Only one other person besides me teaches the class I teach. Only a few people in the world teach anything like what I teach. And I've developed that over a number of years. And so people call me up, and I just taught at Skype in Estonia and Adobe in Romania. And I'm teaching at eBay next week. So I go all around doing this. And to be a great software tester, one of the things that it really helps is to be a programmer.
Well, of course.
Well, not necessarily, of course, but
Really?
it turns out it does actually help tremendously to be a programmer, because testers don't fix bugs. All we do is find bugs.
Oh.
So we don't need to create software, but it helps to